Acadiana, what's up? It's your boy Nate for another edition of That Higher Thought, y'all. What's going on, Acadiana? It is live Thursday, November 16th. We are 1 week away from Thanksgiving. So we've got a big show for you here. I am your host, Nate, once again. We hope to have some special callers in tonight. If you want to get in on the action, 366-8950. We hope to have a couple special guests as well, some friends of the show. And we also have some pretty good guests lined up. I don't know if I told you that or not. Everybody's kind of wanting to get on the higher thought bandwagon here. So, Jacob, he's eating his cheese fries, so he might make a visit later on in the show. So we've got all kind of fun stuff here to talk about tonight. Of course, this is your #1 fake news show on Acadiana Open Channel. Yes, we take pride in that. So we're going to talk a lot of fake news. We'll go through kind of, all of the headlines of the day and the week even. And also, we like to have discussion topics because I want to hear from you, Acadiana. First off, it's a week from Thanksgiving. We're not going to be on the air next week on Thanksgiving. No, I'm going to be in my food coma from eating too much turkey and hopefully stuffing and all that other good stuff that comes with the turkey day, y'all. So, we're going to have a little bit of discussion about that. What are you thankful for, Acadiana? Call in and give your blessings to the highest one, Jah Rastafari. Speaking of which, there's big events coming here in Acadiana and Lafayette. One of which is tomorrow evening. So we'll definitely get you updated on that news. And of course, as always, we go through this day in history and even some of the famous people's birthdays. Because we got to talk about famous people, right? They're important. And as always, we also kind of tend to go through some lists that can lead to some healthier living. Because, of course, we are having a higher thought. So, I'm going to attempt to do my dang thing here. Solo act for the time being. We've kind of gone through the array of, I like that. Higher thought with your boy, Nate. Yes, very nice, very nice. But we've gone through an array of co-hosts here. Of course, the original host, Chris Cadlick, was, regular on the show last fall. And eventually, he just had to pick up and move. Opportunities presented themselves elsewhere. So he is over in A-Town, Alexandria, Sinlaw. Yep, so we're going to try and have a little thing where we can, hey, how's it going? What's up? We're going to have a little thing where we can maybe Skype with him one day. So that's also something to be excited about here on Acadiana Open Channel. We're really moving up in the world. What can I say? We've had Chris as a guest, of course. And if you didn't realize, we also had Holly as a guest host, sister-in-law. And here in the last month or so, it's just been kind of a loose, have different hosts, co-hosts, I guess you could say, every different week. And, of course, a couple regulars in Shahid and Jacob. They might even make a pass tonight. Who knows? But, as of right now, it's just your boy. It's just Nate. And I'm going to give you the best shot I got at giving you 56 minutes of some quality television. Because I know AOC, you're not necessarily saying, oh, man, I got to check out that higher thought. You're just kind of flipping through the channels. You got it on in the background as you're doing your dishes, as you're cooking dinner for your kids. But yeah, turn the volume up, Acadiana. It's your boy Nate, and it is time to get into our fake news. All right, you ready for it? But yeah, once again, Acadiana, if you want to get in on the action, 366-8950. So, here lately, we have had an array of Hollywood actors that have been accused of groping or sexual misconduct, if you will. So is this somewhat of a witch hunt? It does seem very disturbing. There's been an array of former actors, politicians even, that have been accused of, doing naughty things with the young ladies. So, recently, Al Franken was in the headlines today, who is actually a senator, and he was accused of groping another woman. I believe it was, they say, maybe 20 years ago when he was writing for Saturday Night Live. So, Al Franken is just really kind of another cog in the wheel here. Apparently, also some new people that have been added to this witch hunt list of, Hollywood actors that are, just terrible to women. We got Kevin Spacey, Sylvester Stallone apparently now, Sly Stone, how about that? Daniel Matterson or whatever his name is, the guy Hyde from that 70s show. He's got a Netflix show. He also has been accused. And of course, the Harvey Weinstein is the thing that got this whole stir up about all these, sexual hooligans in Hollywood. So my question is for you, Acadiana, is this a witch hunt? Or is it simply just a change in culture that we've had and, really sexual misconduct like that and a male using their power over a woman for her to get any kind of position into a certain industry? Is it just a change in culture? I mean, are women just no longer willing to deal with that from men in power? Because things are equal now, Acadiana. Or is this just the continuation of the war on men? It really does seem like we've gone beyond equality in that regard, and gender equality. And you could even argue the same for racial equality. Things seem to be pretty equal in this country as far as the opportunities that are given. Now, granted, yes, I do understand the argument of, privilege and being born into a certain situation where you are, I guess, more apt to be successful. So, are things really equal, though? That's the question. Do white males still hold all the power? Because it sure does seem as though all of the different genders, all of the different races, all of the different sexualities, they are very angry at white males. And so if you can maybe shed some light on why that is, Acadiana, give us a call. It's 366-8950. So that does kind of lead to a disturbing view of all of these Hollywood actors. A lot of our favorite movies from the 90s were made from these guys, right? Al Franken, I'm sure he used the pickup line thousands of times. 'Cause I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and doggone it, people like me. Daily affirmations. Yeah, that was his one good thing on Saturday Night Live, even though he was a good writer, but at least that he acted in. So, moving on from that topic. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Twitter has targeted far-right white nationalists, and they want to do a purge of their accounts. Isn't that relatively interesting? So I am sure that they are not the only type of nationalists, and of course Twitter has the right to do whatever they want with their website. Freedom of speech is, limited within certain social arenas, such as, online chat rooms. And that's kind of, I guess, what you can argue Twitter is. So, is this kind of a limitation on freedom of speech? Not necessarily that I'm agreeing with the far-right white nationalists, but I'm sure that there are alternative views to that particular view that are definitely held on Twitter. So another question I have, of course, the first little open discussion topic I posed to you, Acadiana, is what are you thankful for? We have a lot to be thankful for. Josh shed that light, man. Speaking of which, breaking news. We've got a big show here in Lafayette tomorrow night. at the Feed and Seed. Yes, that is right. AOC's own Russell Cormier is going to be bringing homegrown reggae. Reggae man, praise to the highest one, Jah Rastafari. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. But actually, not only is it just any Russell Cormier's homegrown reggae show, but it is his record release show for the brand new album, Opposite People. And folks, I've listened to this album. Actually, it is my brother that produced the record. And big shout out to Maison Fu Entertainment, one of our sponsors for the evening, Maison Fu, yes. Which actually, I think that's against the AOC rules now that I'm reading the rule book. I was actually going to go through that in a little bit as well. But hey, I've got 56 minutes to kill, so why don't you call in and help me fill them minutes, y'all. All right. But I want to fill you up with entertainment, Acadiana. What's up with that? Let me fill you up. Yeah. So, yeah, what are you thankful for, Acadiana? And also, we're talking about Twitter and how they're kind of just purging people. What are the best apps to look at? I'm not the biggest technology guy. I've got like an old big phone, you know. I mean, it's got a case on it, so I can like drop it and it's okay, you know. But it moves slow sometimes. I'm sure it has remnants of some poo-poo on there, as most cell phones do, which is really unfortunate. You know, I probably need to take a baby wipe to it. But it's just been busy, you know. So you can tell mine, it's got a little floppy thing on the bottom, you know. So here, let's see if you can see the floppy thing. You see the floppy thing? And it's like the battery part doesn't close. And it's older. You know, you used to get free phones. But nowadays, it's no free phone. You have to pay like $25 a month for a couple of years. And ends up like paying $1,000 for a phone. No thanks. I'll take the free phone, please. So we're going to take a quick commercial break. I'm just kidding. We don't take commercial breaks for AOC, but I am going to take a sip from my cup every now and again, just to wet the whistle. Usually I have somebody to kind of, you know, have an A-B conversation with, but now, you know, it's just, hey, I'm doing the show. So next, we've got the world's biggest wealth fund. Okay, that's like the world's biggest investment fund, and this is Norges, I guess is how it's pronounced, Norges, Norges Bank. But they want out of oil and gas, and I found this to be an interesting topic. Why get out of oil and gas? Are we making a considerable move to move away from those two big products that, you know, have pretty much made a lot of people a lot of money and gotten people involved in many wars over recent years? So oil and gas is no longer kind of the thing anymore. And you see companies like Tesla, they release a design of their supercharger station, which is kind of a little neat place, I guess, for you to go recharge your car if it's an electric car. So that's pretty cool that, you know, we're moving toward a direction of clean energy, and hopefully, you know, it works out well. You know, we don't want, you know, these electric cars, though, that, you know, CIA hacks into your car and turns off the brakes and like, you know, Nade's been doing higher thought and he's been educating the masses. So, you know, we don't necessarily want, you know, them to have access to my electric car and turn off my electric brakes so I electric drive into the bayou. That wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good, Acadiana, because then you wouldn't have high quality entertainment from higher thought on a Thursdays. Yes, indeed. So how you doing? You doing all right? So, yes, moving toward clean energy. Let's see it happen. Speaking of which, there's a record Thanksgiving travel that is predicted this coming week. So you're going to have to face higher gas prices. And that kind of goes with the territory. You know, the oil companies see an opportunity. Everybody's going to be on the road. But you definitely want to be careful out there. So why are so many people traveling? Is it because traveling is so accessible? Is it because security checks are easy at the airports? Who knows? But it is relatively interesting to look at. Anybody plan on Black Friday shopping? Black Friday shopping, yeah, it's been the biggest craze. However, it seems to be kind of fading out in that a lot of companies are urging consumers to shop Black Friday shopping online. Yeah, so I was going to say online, but, that'd be a little redundant, wouldn't it? So online shopping is the way to go on Black Friday if you really need to do some shopping. Otherwise, you can kind of get your pads on and, go wrestle for a TV, because that's what we do on Black Friday, apparently. I haven't ever been Black Friday shopping, I don't think, to my nearest recollection, so I couldn't really tell you. And speaking of which, why does Black Friday got to be black? Why can't it just be a Friday, or why can't it just be Shopping Friday? Is this a racial day? I don't know. Does it have anything to do with race? Or does being black or being any particular color even matter? So, am I making a big deal over Black Friday over nothing, really, is what I'm asking. Next, last night I believe it came out. We've got a brand new comic book movie, folks. The Justice League is out. And, of course, this has been, DC's big movie that they've been wanting to compete with the Avengers, the X-Men, all of that, because DC has honestly been struggling a little bit. So they had a good effort with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman got highly acclaimed reviews. I saw the movie personally in the theater. It was really good, as opposed to Batman vs. Superman. That was a big 2.5-hour flaming pile of garbage. I mean, I'm pretty harsh on it, but I haven't watched it a second time yet. Maybe my expectations were too high, but I thought the first one kind of sucked. So one thing I was disappointed about when speaking about the Justice League is that they actually had a different director than the one that directed Wonder Woman, which was really disappointing. So I'm curious to see what kind of direction they're going to take in the film. Because Superman versus Batman had a really dark feel to it. But Wonder Woman, much lighter appeal and likable characters, good storyline, and good movie. So is Justice League just going to be kind of a cluster of different superheroes trying to do cool things and a cool storyline, and it just really appears as DC trying too hard? I don't know, but it does appear that it's movie season. Thor Ragnarok, kind of busted the box office a couple weeks ago. They say it was really good. I'm looking forward to seeing that one, possibly on DVD or when it comes to some digital form of television. And then, we've got the Justice League coming out. And then in December, I believe, it's going to be Star Wars time. So it's an exciting time for movies. Especially even 30 years ago, you would have been excited about all these movies because they had Superman and Justice League and all of that. They had Star Wars 30 years ago. So we're really not that cool, Acadiana. I mean, you're cool. You're cool. I'm cool. Kind of a tool. But yeah, it's cool. How about moving on to sports? Sports. A little sports talk. First off, the New Orleans Saints, who dat, have moved into first place in the NFC South. They are 7-2, won 7 games in a row. This last week, they played the Buffalo Bills and just absolutely laid the smackdown. I was a little worried about this game beforehand because, you're thinking they're going to Buffalo. It's a long traveling destination there. It's going to be cold. And the Saints, you just don't expect them to win 7 in a row. But that's just what happened, folks. The Saints didn't even really need to run the ball. They didn't really need to throw the ball with Drew Brees, pardon me, because they had a running game that was out of this world. They nearly ran for 300 yards against the Buffalo Bills. Really, Buffalo kind of looked like a high school team out there, and the Saints just were running all over them. And the Saints are now second place in the NFC with only Philadelphia with a better record of 8-1. So that's pretty exciting stuff there. Of course, if you're a Saints fan, you hope for a first-round bye. And obviously, winning the division, that comes first. Then a first-round bye would be fantastic. And then, if we can somehow get past Philadelphia and get that first seed, then things will look really good because the Saints, when they won their Super Bowl nearly 10 years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, they got a first-round bye. They were 13-3 that season, won 13 in a row, actually, the first 13 games, and went to the Super Bowl. So we, of course, as Saints fans, would love for that to happen. So, pardon me 1 second as I pause for my tasty beverage. Whistle has been wet. Ooh, what a wet whistle. And welcoming to the show, yeah, ladies, it's your boy. Fresh off some chili cheese fries.
Bacon cheddar ranch.
Bacon cheddar ranch. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm building this puppy right here.
Building the puppy, huh? Well, we want to welcome you to the show. Hello. We've got Mr. Jacob here.
You were towering over me. Is this thing slanted? God dog.
No, am I
that much taller?
Am I leaning forward?
I lean in.
We can do the laid back approach. Oh yeah, this looks really professional. Yeah. So a couple topics we've had on the show tonight. First off, what are you thankful for?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a good question because we're not going to be on a week from now. I'm going to be in my food coma, like filled of yams.
Thankful for the warmth of a sofa. I'm thankful as often as I can because I have it like made in the shade.
Sure.
I'm thankful for my girlfriend. I'm thankful for my family.
You're thankful for your white privilege.
Unfortunately. Fortunately, how do I say that?
Well, I mean, sure.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm thankful for my good-looking privilege. There's that.
All right.
Good-looking people get away with more.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So
like, you can totally come and punch the clock here at AOC and be a complete slacker, and everybody's just gonna love you for. Oh, that's just Jacob.
That's Jacob. He's not gonna help with anything.
Right.
Don't worry.
But if you were ugly, or bald and fat and stuff.
If I was bald like Picard, though, like Patrick Stewart, then it'd still be. Okay. He's got that classy bald.
Asian elegant gentleman. Well, that kind of sounded like Sean Connery.
Yeah, but they're similar.
Similar. English, right? So, yeah, that was one of the topics. We were talking about how Twitter was kind of purging a bunch of white nationalists. And so I was wondering, well, that's a popular app. What are some other good apps? WhatsApp. Isn't that an app?
WhatsApp. I recently played the Stranger Things game app for free.
There's a Stranger Things game.
Dude, it's like super fun. I started it, and for the next 10 hours, I was basically playing this thing whenever I had free time.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty great. And you slowly get more of the characters. You start with the sheriff, and then you get Luke, the black kid with the slingshot.
So it follows the storyline.
Yeah, and it's kind of in between the old series and the old season and the new season.
Okay, and I haven't necessarily watched the show yet. I've heard a lot of things, seen previews on
Netflix, it's worth checking out. I will tell you what app I don't like, even though I still get on it pretty much every day. Instagram. They changed that algorithm. It just happened to me. I'm scrolling through. It doesn't tell you chronologically who's posting when. It's just, whoa, what did you like last time? We want to get stuff that you'll like. And
right, you like this person's stuff.
Yes, so I see their thing from a day ago, and then this guy's thing from 3 days ago, and I don't see the thing that somebody just posted.
Right, just because you haven't liked their stuff before.
Yes, or I don't go like it enough. I don't know. So I'm scrolling through it, and it resets. So the thing I was about to I need to take a look at that. So then I got to go search for it. I don't know. There's no way to turn the algorithm off. I wouldn't mind it if I could switch it to chronology.
Yeah, that would be interesting if you could pick your own algorithm.
Whoa.
Sort posts by recent, as opposed to most liked.
Or even just have input where when you go and like something, just because I like this, don't now show me everything from that person.
Well, surely. And I've been guilty of that, at least on Facebook. because I think they do pretty much the same
They
thing.
do.
It's just like,
but I think you can kind of adjust it on Facebook. I think you can
well,
choose.
it's like people that I've liked before, on
Then
certain
you see
posts.
all of their stuff.
They post all the
Oh
freaking
my God.
time.
Yeah, I know.
And it's just like I don't like all their posts. It's just I like maybe one of their
And
posts
now they show
every
you
couple
everything.
days, but I guess that's more frequency than other people. But they just post all the time.
Yeah, I've tried. Like I haven't got on Facebook in about a week or so, but
Yeah.
I try to
Well,
just
you're
not
still
get
young,
on it.
so.
Well, I used to.
It's
like
an
I've
old
had it for a
people
while.
app now.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
It's what are the kids on? The kids are on. Well, I mean, Snapchat is
They're
that
on
even a thing now? That
What's the big deal with this Snapchat filter? Like all the
with, like, the
pictures
dog, you
nowadays,
become a
you're like
dog,
a
or-
dog face, or you've got like the ribbon, or your big eyes, or
for me as a grumpy grandpa, it's kind of like an added ability to be narcissistic during the day. You're constantly looking at your own face, you know?
right, and just
Like I see a
taking
lot
selfies.
when people are posting on their Instagram story or whatever, and they're like in the mirror or whatever. They're always looking. You can look at their eye. Their eye's not looking at the lens. It's looking at themselves on the phone. Like,
Without a doubt.
stop it! You know what you
Well,
look
because
like.
they're trying to get the picture.
Yeah, they want to get it just right. Yeah.
And there was a study about that most like women actually take their picture from up here
so you don't see
as
the
well.
neck stuff.
Yeah, whereas guys tend to do it.
I do it like
more.
this, so it's like I'm looking down at you because you're less.
Like,
than me.
whoa, you are. I'm looking down. you
Yeah,
piece of
and look at my
crap. I'm
huge
so
Adam's
much
apple.
better
It's like a
than you.
grapefruit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. Mine's kind of dinky.
Yeah.
My Adam's apple.
Your Adam's apple. Well, you know what they say about the size of your Adam's apple, huh? I honestly don't know.
I hope they don't say that.
I mean, where
It's
did this
not
apple?
true.
Did we just? Is it from Adam like eating the apple
Yep,
or eating?
he got it stuck in his throat. Blame Eve. Thanks a lot, Eve, trying to appropriate knowledge.
Well, and I guess ever since males have been trying to get back at females for stuffing things down their throat, as we've seen in Hollywood recently, as all these actors have been accused of sexual misconduct.
Just like Goosen.
Yeah, it's a witch hunt, baby. Dropping like flies.
They are dropping.
A lot of good Netflix shows. Kevin Spacey.
Well, so Netflix said they dropped him, but then he came back and said, if you drop me, there's no morality clause. Like, you're going to owe me a ton of money because, like, that's wrongful termination. So,
without a doubt.
I wonder if how that'll play out.
And same thing, Hyde from the 70s show. He does this show with Kelso.
I didn't know. Like, they do a new show now?
Yeah, they do a show on Netflix.
And what happened?
Well, he's accused of, groping someone, and Al Franken.
I saw that.
Yeah. Who else? Sylvester Stallone.
I mean,
but is it just a change in culture?
I think it's the floodgates thing, man. Once a few people felt comfortable coming forward, everybody that was many people that were worried about coming forward, people that aren't like literally in sex slavery, like locked in a dungeon, people are starting to say, man, I'm not as afraid, like I can come forward. And
true.
I do like the thing about, we need to just believe everybody. I think it should be more like we give everyone a hearing. We let everyone, say what they want to say.
Proven guilty.
Yeah, I mean, but not in the court of public opinion,
are,
and that's kind of the danger, I feel like.
Well, sure, and a lot of these people are probably going public thinking they can get a little bit of a payday, too.
I don't want to think that. I'm sure there's a percentage. I would think it would be a very low percentage, but I don't know, man. It just...
Well, isn't that something that's kind of sewn into the fabric of the entertainment industry, that sometimes to get your foot in the door, you have to do sexual favors?
This stand-up comic, this local comic, MJ, she said, she was like, I'm just finally like getting into the business, and I was planning to barter sexual favors for roles, and now that's... But all kidding aside, I think that has been, but I don't think that is like something that should be like by nature like a facet of the industry.
Well, sure.
But then in the same breath, I mean, I don't know, man. Certainly in the porn industry, that's literally
like a producer, for instance, that is using their money to make a film, and it's like, okay, well, this is my property. So if you want to get involved in my investment and make money off of it, then you have to do certain things in order to show me that you're the right person for the role.
Is that what I'm going to be doing on screen?
Sure.
I definitely want... I don't know about, I definitely I don't want women to be assaulted. But I do think that the cards that are falling are going to be more like the less like it's these ogres. It's just Weinstein and stuff. Like, what if it's a DiCaprio or somewhere that's really? I mean, when they do that behavior, it's probably less likely to even be considered. The ones like, oh, it's just an advance.
That's a good point.
You know, I don't know. It's all about consent.
And, I mean, what I was hearing about the Al Franken situation is this was when he was working for Saturday Night Live, and he had written something in a script about him and this woman kissing in the scene, and so he kind of urged that they should rehearse the scene a lot, and it was uncomfortable, and so, I mean...
I don't know.
Yeah,
I just saw that one picture, and it didn't look like that bad, but, I mean, she says that he was, like, aggressively, like, kissing on her, and... I don't know, man.
I mean, and we've all been there before, and like
that's the real thing. It's like every guy should be like, okay, I've been pretty good, right? Let's see what's happening.
I didn't actually. If a girl's told me no, then okay, I won't do that.
Oh, but see, that's the freaky thing about like now depending on who you are. Well, no, but now it's like I just feel like. You can't even like get drunk and have sex with someone just
that
because,
you just met, like a one night stand.
Well, even I mean, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, besides the chlamydia reasons, and HPV,
it's of just kind of like I don't know, man. I think it's a good direction to swing because in the past we've been like,
no pun intended.
The human race has definitely been like kind of bad about rape and stuff. But
sure.
But in the same breath, sex is like a thing that happens, and I don't want to swing so far that like, you get like, I don't know, man.
But then again, there are natural gender roles that I don't know. Yeah. Are they natural?
I think they're mostly like formed by the culture because
we've always been hunters. Women have always been gatherers.
We think that. I mean, definitely if you look at, recently contacted tribes, the men are more likely to go hunt. The women are more likely to
be nurturers, gatherers.
I don't know. I mean, I think really the main thing is just the physical like nature of the woman is the receptive sex. Like she's the one that has to deal with the fallout of sex in a way that the man doesn't. And so in that regard,
be right back, John.
Cool.
BRB.
I don't know. Whatever. It's an unfolding topic.
It is relatively
we watch
interesting
with
topic.
Bated breath.
Woo, good one. So we've got a little treat for you: the ironic moment of the week.
What?
Yes. Irony. Isn't it ironic?
Yeah.
Don't you think? So, how about this? The president of the American Heart Association had a heart attack.
Oh, what a goofball! He was probably taking those dang.
Cocaine?
What do they call those things? Statins. He's probably taking statins. That stuff doesn't seem to be that good.
Probably, yeah. You don't
want to do that. Head of the American Medical Association,
or head of the American Heart Association.
Oh, even worse. But he was a dude.
A dude.
Yeah, dudes have heart attacks, man.
Dudes, it happens.
Especially, I'm trying not to.
Yeah, especially if you're fat one day.
I wonder if he's tubby. We should look him up.
Yeah, we should. I don't even get the guy's name. How about this one? Another health thing.
Oh, I believe that.
Speed eating leads to obesity and heart disease.
That just seems like the kind of thing you don't want to do to your body because we're not designed to gorge like a lion,
Yeah, and I've always been like the slowest eater at my table.
Me too. No, I savor my food.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just sit there and just chill and eat something and think. And
I'm actually a little neurotic with it. Like if I can, I like to sit by myself and watch media of some kind. And whenever there were still commercials before, sometimes, but no, I would rather
at Chick-fil-A, I like to read and do puzzles.
Okay, that's kind of cool. If you're out and about.
Right.
But if I can eat at home, then,
at home,
man, I sit in front of the computer.
TV or computer.
And I used to, I still do, like, I won't take a bite until I'm, like, situated and it starts.
Right.
But whenever commercials were a thing, now they're not because I pay for Hulu and all that.
Well, sure.
I mean, it would be like when the commercial comes on, I like stop. It's like I want it to coincide with like an enjoyable media experience. Isn't that kind of freaky? Go ahead, caller. You're live.
What's the deal? What up? What up?
What up? What up?
Corey, what's going on, man?
You mean to tell me we 7-2?
What's that? 7-2. I believe we are. Are we 7-2 or 6-2?
I think it's 7-2.
7-2. Yep, 7 in a row, I think.
Wow.
Yeah. And the Saints whooped up on Buffalo this past week.
Yeah.
And they got the Washington Redskins in New Orleans this weekend.
We're going to beat them, too.
Yep. So, Corey, I know you're the type that's going to be waking up early next Thursday on Thanksgiving and watching some football, eating some good food. So what are some things that you are thankful for, my friend?
For one, my family. For two, sports. For three, girls.
Yeah.
Those are all some good things. Family, sports, girls.
What else is there? Food.
Food. Who cooks over in the Corey household?
My mama do it all.
Oh, that's what's up. Mama knows how to cook.
Oh, yeah, bro. I got to add a turkey leg this year.
Oh, that turkey leg. That turkey leg. That turkey leg. That turkey leg. So, yeah, you got to be sure not to speed eat, though, Corey, because that could lead to obesity and heart disease, apparently.
Oh, don't eat too fast?
Yeah, apparently not.
You gotta chew. You gotta chew.
So tell me, how do you guys go about your normal meal? Like, do you eat one thing at a time, or do you try to, like, rotate around the different items? So, like, is it bite of burger, bite of fries, or bite of rice and gravy, bite of corn, bite of bean, Yeah.
At the end, it's all in a
Kind of
mash.
trade it around.
Yeah.
Because I have met people that have, like, they eat all of one thing, and then they'll go to all of the next thing.
See, I
That's
do it like,
interesting. That's suspect.
I'm basically the whole time I'm trying to find what is the most tasty thing.
Yeah,
and
the
that's
tastiest thing.
taste
That's the
I wanna
thing to
leave
work
with.
around.
Yes.
So it's like tasty thing, other thing.
Yeah.
Tasty thing, other thing.
It's like eating all the junk in the Lucky Charms and then eating spoonfuls of marshmallows.
Oftentimes, I'll eat the berries out of the Crunch Berries. And,
Whoa.
yeah.
You just leave
and then I'll eat the Captain Crunch like it's a regular box of Captain Crunch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weird.
It is kind of weird. And it makes for definitely interesting colored poo-poos.
Dude, it does.
Yeah.
That Captain Crunch, man.
The Crunch Berries.
The Crunch Berries. Yeah, it's like, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, talk about Hanky the Christmas poo.
No,
I mean,
the other day I went
Christmas
to.
Crunch.
Yeah, that's a version.
I ate some Halloween Crunch recently. So
I went to, I think it's called Indulge. It's like this River Ranch like confectionery place,
okay.
and they had what was called the Cookie Monster ice cream, which was blue. And I was like, oh, this is so good. This is so good, man. Like the next 3 days, I was like, God, Doug dyed my
It's the
insides.
Blue Dew.
And I'm revealing that for y'all.
Some Blue
What's your
Dew.
predictions for this Sunday?
What's that?
What's your predictions for Sunday?
Oh, the Saints and the Washington Redskins.
31-19.
I like that score. That's a good score.
Who you giving the toss?
Yeah, the Saints are definitely going to win.
Oh yeah, they're gonna win.
Now, hold on. Nikki said 31-19. What you say?
I will say, how about 34-23?
Okay.
Just jumped up.
Man, look, I'm going to give it a blue eye.
Yes, sir.
What about
yes,
you,
sir.
man? What you thinking?
I might not be too sure, but I'm going to say 42, 27.
42-27, and then the Saints go and celebrate by eating some turkey legs.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. And we start thinking about the Super Bowl.
That's it, man. That's it. So I got one last question here for you, Corey. We were talking about kind of, how sometimes we're a little neurotic, with food or with this and that. One thing I'm very neurotic about is picking out my clothes.
Really?
So do y'all have like a system for picking out your clothes? Do you like pick it out the night before? Or how do you go about normally picking a shirt? Oh, especially when it comes to like shirts for the show. Sometimes I have to go back and watch old episodes.
So don't wear the same shirt.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember if I wore that last week or not.
Whoa.
You know, so I go back and watch old shows even just to see what I was wearing. I was like, okay, I wore that like 2 shows ago. You know.
Wow.
It's pretty interesting.
No, I mean, that makes sense. What about you, Corey? What do you do?
I don't wear the same thing. I change it up.
Corey just says F it and throws the shirt on. You know? I mean, wakes
Yeah, I
up.
change it up. Yeah.
I'm kind of weird about my socks. Like, I need my socks to have some kind of cohesion with one another. They either need to match or they need to, like, complement each other, and they
Right.
need to feel the same. I can't have 2 different, like, thicknesses.
2 different thickness. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if it's not the same sock, I don't want it. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, they need to be same consistencies of
Same
sock,
consistency.
you know.
If like
If
one,
it's a thin sock, the other one needs to be thin
that's
too.
it, dude. Because I'm cool with them looking different if
Right.
they kind of look cool together.
Well, sure.
But I'm kind of weird about my
You
socks.
watching the Survivor Series Sunday?
I plan on it, Corey. We're getting another call as well. I
I
think.
think so, but
Yeah, Corey. Yeah, we're gonna watch Survivor Series, but who dat to you? We're gonna go ahead and take this other call real quick because I think we were expecting one.
All right, yo.
You have a good one. Have a happy Thanksgiving, man. Oh, it is.
Is that who was supposed to call? Wait.
Well, let's try it again.
Your party on hold has
Well, another caller. Hello, you're live on Higher Thought, and we got the phones are lighting up all of a sudden.
Thank you. You know we live in South Louisiana, and ever since 1937, they've been putting Tabasco sauce in droves. But the worst thing I found, I went to Walmart and got some red pepper oil concentrate.
Wow.
Want to fry
Don't
some
do
chicken
it.
in that.
Worse
Or a
heartburn.
turkey.
You've had heartburn before?
Man, not that kind. I want it though.
I took out most of my family, the Trojans. I put 2 tablespoons of concentrated pepper oil in the gumbo. I said, that'll work. And it took out my Uncle Fred's and was a Korean veteran, so I had to make him drink Budweiser and milk. He said, oh, yeah, this is the big one, Irma. I'm coming home. I thought I killed the poor dude with red pepper.
With the red
You know, if
pepper.
You live in South Louisiana, you're going to run into the red pepper, or they have this new synthetic pepper, red pepper, that they offer at McDonald's. It's like the new or Taco Bell. You ever tried their fire sauce? That'll put a hole in you, bro.
Yeah, I think I'll pass on that. But yeah,
But as far as dress goes, you look like a normal, everyday coon-ass announcer with a hat on. You look good. You know, you could go get some shirts. I have like 400 T-shirts, and some of them are so small, I use them for rags, you know, or something.
I do
But
that with my old
T-shirt-
rag, my old shirts and stuff.
well,
Yeah,
even
I
when
mean, what
it
you
comes
do
to
with it?
dressing for work, you like don't ever struggle like picking out a shirt.
I have a
And, like
ton
like
of
you'll put on
shirts.
4 different shirts, and you'll
Yeah.
be like, oh crap.
My problem
that
is
one-
half my shirts are missing one button.
right.
ugh.
And we see somebody is still trying to call in. So if
Okay.
well, I mean,
Zach,
Mike, you're
very
good.
Zach.
Thanks, man.
Okay, well, Mike, if you want, you can give us a call
Thank you
back. But
for
we
calling
all of a
City
sudden
Studio
phones lit up. People just decided to join
I
us.
don't know how this dadgum thing works.
So yeah, we'll see. They'll call back in.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, well, we've had blinking phones for the last 5
Good to hear
10
from you,
minutes.
Mike. We'll be on.
Good hearing
Jacob
from
and Paul
Corey.
Sunday. Call us.
Yeah, good hearing from Corey. Good hearing from Mike.
Yes.
And it looked like we had a third caller calling in as well. So yeah, if
Call
you
us back.
Give
Ring
us a
a
call
ding
back.
ding.
We're running through the dang gamut here.
12 minutes left, Nick.
So, do you pop joints?
We're putting me on the spot here. Yeah, I do my hands.
Your
That's the only
hands.
one. Sometimes like the elbow will get funny and I have to let you know.
Yeah,
pop it.
sometimes I'll do the shoulder too.
Yeah, my shoulder doesn't pop though. But I do the hands pretty regularly and
How about the neck?
every now and then. But
Because I find when you're like trying to pop the neck, it's almost like a sneak attack, like a ninja, you know, like samurai
Right.
type thing. You have to like do catch your own self off guard. You're like, do 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 do, you know, you know, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, can't be
So,
ready for it. You'll anticipate.
Some good topics here. How about that? Let's see. DNA test. How about this story? Oh, and then we've got another caller here. Hello, you're live on Higher Thought. Welcome to the show.
How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good. Thanks for calling, man.
All right. We're going to see how good the Saints are when they play the Rams week after next. If they can beat the Rams like they beat Buffalo, that's Super Bowl.
Well, are they playing in Los Angeles or are they playing in New Orleans? Are you aware of
Los
that?
Angeles.
Oh, in Los Angeles. So that's a long trip for them.
Yeah.
That it will be a big test. I thought that Buffalo was actually going to be a big test, and I was very surprised.
I mean, that was crazy.
Yeah,
blow.
I thought that the Saints honestly were going to lose that game.
Really?
Well, at least if they were going to lose any, this could be one that they would lose, kind of thing. But Buffalo didn't show up at all last week.
Man, no kidding.
Yeah, they sure did show up, but that's why I'm waiting for the Rams to see if they're really a true football team. What I see is the defense woke up.
Sure.
I can't be any prouder.
Well, and their head coach is like in his 20s or something like that.
Wow.
He's like the youngest NFL coach ever.
I mean, you got 7 rushing touchdowns. I ain't never seen
That
that
is
in my
crazy.
lifetime, and I've been a Saints fan since they came here.
Right.
I mean, since they in the '60s.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. How about LSU? Do you follow them as well?
Oh yeah, I'm a true LSU fan, but they just don't have it this year.
Yeah,
I can remember years ago they would just bust up Alabama up and down that field. Not
Surely.
no more.
well, and it's a shame that our Raging Cajuns really can't get their act together, and it looks like Mark Hudspeth is on his way out, huh?
I don't know about that. I mean, it's so small of a team. They just don't have the money like LSU has. I mean,
Which is really a shame that the state doesn't evenly distribute to different state schools, that they just pump LSU full of money.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, they do. They do. It's a big thing, man.
Yes, sir. So, caller, can I ask you, Thanksgiving's next week. What are some things you maybe are thankful for?
My family.
That's always a good one, man. That is always a good one.
Oh, I didn't say my dogs. My dogs.
The dogs, they're a part of the family.
Yeah, they
though.
are.
They are a part of the family.
The dogs. I got my daughter got dogs outside that bark all goddamn night.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
I want to go get them one of them shocker collars, but they cost too much money.
that's true. That's true. So,
Hey, Jacob, did you seen them CDs I sent to Kenneth?
Well, I don't know. Maybe. What were they? DVD? Was it video or what?
Yeah, they were video. He said you looked at them.
Maybe. Now I'm having trouble placing it.
About what happened to the World Trade Centers and stuff.
Oh yeah, man, that was a trip.
That's a
That's
trip,
some
huh?
crazy if true.
the controlled demolition of the World Trade Centers. Yeah, and you're preaching the
Yeah,
choir.
what happened? A piece of the Trade Center probably flew off, hit a taxi, and hit Building 7, and it started.
It made it
fire,
collapse.
And it just fell on itself.
Well, actually, you didn't know that the big bad wolf was visiting New York that day and happened to sneeze.
Just blow it
and that-
down,
yeah.
right? Well, didn't in the big black wolf or big bad wolf or whatever a cigarette smoker and he can't blow houses down now?
He doesn't have the lung capacity.
Well, I think they have a
Yeah.
commercial.
And one more thing. Please don't ever have that wrestler back on your show using language like he did
Who, Rat?
Yeah.
with my two grandsons.
Oh, no.
With me watching it.
Yeah.
night.
Well, yeah, we can only censor so much around here. He was a professional wrestler that could probably kick my ass. So,
Nick just had to let him cuss.
so.
Yeah, but that was the nastiest thing I ever heard in my life.
Well, surely,
Uh-oh.
surely. Well, and
I gotta go back and watch that episode.
we'd like to think that we have higher thought here, and we don't necessarily need to
Go to the
delegate to, yeah. Even though we do
I wanted
sit in
to
the
ask
gutter
him if-
sometimes.
I wanted to ask him if he kisses his kids with that dirty mouth.
I think he does, actually. I think he does. So.
All right, y'all have a good one.
We
Thanks,
appreciate
man.
it, man. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, so a few good calls in a
Yeah,
row
good
there. All of a
roundup.
sudden, we're just really popular for like about 10 minutes.
I think it's the Saints are popular. They want to call
well,
him.
maybe so. We were trending there for a
Yes.
second. We were trending. Hashtag higher thought with Nede and Jacob, right? So, real quick, some this days in histories. It was a slow birthday day, by the way. Jean-Baptiste, an Enlightenment philosopher. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. W.C. Handy, the father of the blues.
Oh, wow.
In 1873. How about that?
Holy.
Yeah. The blues was around.
Oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. And that was another question I had. Maggie Gyllenhaal, was she the worst Batman girlfriend?
She was definitely
ever?
like, I feel like my understanding of Bruce is he's either going after Wonder Woman.
Well, he's a player, right?
Yeah, and he's not really into the super like, oh my God, that seems like a lot of work in that relationship.
Right.
You know, he's got stuff to do when
You
he's
got to be
going
doing
out
your own
with
thing.
his-
Like, he likes Selena Kyle or Catwoman.
Yes.
Vicky Vale, you know, who's the reporter.
Totally.
And in my opinion, Vicky Vale was the best Batman girlfriend.
Yes, I agree. Because she has her own thing she's doing. You know, they can spend time apart,
Sure.
get together for
Michelle
a flick.
Pfeiffer is Catwoman.
Well, hot dog. That's the best.
Yeah.
looking.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. There was Nicole Kidman.
Oh, what about Halle Berry? Was that the wrong?
She was a different Catwoman.
Yeah, that's right.
She was like
That was
in
in the other universe.
her own movie.
Yeah.
Catwoman. But Halle Berry, yeah, that's always a nice one. I've seen some Halle Berry tatas before. And they are mighty tasty. Let's see. So, yeah, other than that, in the recent Batman movies, I don't even remember if in Batman vs. Superman if they had a romantic interest or not.
Okay, no. The only one. It
Not
was
for
just
Batman.
Discovering,
They had Lois Lane and...
Yeah, it was just him discovering Wonder Woman. Remember?
Oh, and I guess he
in that-
was kind of intrigued by
Yeah.
Wonder Woman,
I
but
think that was it.
you know, she would snap his little bat wing off. You know,
Yeah.
if you know what I mean. Yeah. Good old comic humor. So, this day in history, 1776 was the first gun salute for a United States ship in a foreign port. How
Huh.
about that?
Interesting.
1798, Kentucky was the first state to nullify an act from Congress.
Ooh, nice.
1824, New York City opened Fifth Avenue.
What?
Yeah.
And the prices have been sky high ever since.
How about that? 1907, Oklahoma became the 46th state.
Golly, that late? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, it was always kind of like, oops, our bad, Indians. Sorry, we like slaughtered you.
Yeah.
You know, like
How about this?
Have
You
a
wanna stay
state.
here?
Have a state. You know, but
And it's
then
like, you know what? We need that too.
yeah, then we kind of killed off some of those people, and then
Yikes.
eventually their generations died off, and we got it back. 1914. Well, our masters, the Federal Reserve, who print our money out of thin air, they formally opened. So it's only 103 years old that we've been dealing with this system.
Well, we had it before, and then it was broken up.
And then
by
Andrew Jackson broke
Yeah.
it up. You know, but actually 1913 was right whenever they invented the IRS. People think the IRS has always
yeah.
been around.
Income
But no,
tax.
it's only been around about 103 years. So, and since then, they've been ripping off the American public, inflating the currency. You know, any president that tries to propose their own currency that's actually backed by gold or silver, like John F. Kennedy, gets a bullet in the head. So, yeah, we see some...
Yeah, well, the argument that taxation, especially considering the when these two came to be, the Fed and the IRS, there is an argument that the IRS is essentially curbing inflation by taking money out of the money supply. Since, you know, you basically are just
Well, the
inventing
money
money
just basically
anyway.
the money goes to pay on the debt. But whenever you print new money or create new money without new goods and services to back it up, then that just lowers the value of the existing dollar. And that's what causes inflation. That's why, like, you used to buy like a bottle of Coke, you know, 100 years ago for 5 cents or
Yeah.
something like that. Now it's like $2.
Yeah, I mean, that machine is ridiculous.
But we're not any richer than what we were then. They
Well, we're
tax
actually
us
at
on
a
our
lower
gains.
share of wealth
Without a doubt.
individually and lower wages by, you know, compared to what the dollar could buy, you know, 40
Well,
odd
sure,
years
and
ago.
I mean, like, and this is our little quick version called Fed Talk instead of TED Talk. Fed Talk. Donald Trump's new tax plan apparently is, you know, it helps the corporate richest 1%.
And when it doesn't help small businesses.
Well, and they
actually
say it's just
bad
going to
for
be
small
trickle-down effect to the
Yeah,
economy.
yeah, it'll work this
Bullshnikes.
It never worked.
It never worked. It never worked. You'd like this one. 1938, LSD was first synthesized by the
Hoffman,
Swiss.
right?
The Swiss. They're just doing all kind of cool stuff over in Switzerland.
What was
Wanna
the
be over
guy's
there.
name?
Well, the scientist was Hoffman.
Hoffman,
it said.
okay,
Yeah, Hoffman.
Yeah, that was a cool dude. Ooh, and then Capone.
1939, Al Capone freed from Alcatraz.
I think he had syphilis by then.
Yeah, and it's interesting to think because all of these old bank robbers, you know, they were like heroes. They were Robin Hoods because they were going against this corrupt bank system because the American public was still aware of the evilness of these world banks.
Sure to love banks now.
Yeah, but well, no, nowadays people are, you know, I actually taught a lesson to my students this week about it, and it's kind of an alternate lesson. But they never heard any of that stuff. You don't hear any of that on the mainstream media.
Yeah.
People don't read anymore, you know, and it's just like selective information. And unless you look for that information, you can't find it because it's definitely not taught.
Well, and we have a tendency to seek out information that confirms what we already believe.
Confirmation bias. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Just a couple other things. The first speedboat over 200 miles per hour.
How can something go that fast on water? You think it would be like, I don't even know.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. Let's see. In 1957, Bill Russell made 49 rebounds. Holy crap. How do you get that many rebounds in a game?
In a game?
Yeah.
It's like the only one out there.
1965, Disney opens Epcot, which stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
how
cool.
about that? 1969, President Nixon was the first to attend the NFL game in office.
That's weird.
How about that?
Wow.
Yeah. 1988, Robin Givens sued Mike Tyson for $125 million for libel. 1998, Monica Lewinsky signed a book deal about, you know, the stain on her dress. You know, Bill Clinton, you know, was playing his saxophone. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Well, Katiana, it's about that time to make like a Trojan and wrap it up.
Oh!
Yeah, so for your boy Jacob, it's your boy Nayday. Higher Thought. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thank
we appreciate it. And we want you to have a happy Thanksgiving, Acadiana. Much love. Peace.
Nice.